So what's so cool about this is Mina's like, excuse me, you're doing what? You're writing product descriptions for Kendra Scott? Do you know what I do now? I help small businesses that are product-based businesses grow and scale their businesses. And so many of them are building these empires from home. And can we talk? Can you help them? Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we're dedicated to helping product-based business owners turn into revenue-generating, successful, happy product bosses. I'm Jacqueline Snyder.
And I'm Mina Kunlo-Sitep. Together through digital courses, coaching, and masterminds, we've helped over 50,000 students from startup to multi-million-dollar businesses scale their sales while blending in their dream life.
It gets lonely out there in the product business world. We fully believe a business shouldn't be built alone. There's room at the top for all of us.
So let's get scrappy and creative together, Product Boss, to be profitable, make more sales, and grow your visibility.
Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Hey, friend, you know what makes business and connecting with customers really hard these days? When teams aren't connected or talking to each other. When they don't know what's going on everywhere at all times, that can feel really hard. Am I right? It's so true. Everyone in team should be in the know about everything that's going on. If not, it tends to lead to customers feeling disconnected as well, because not everyone is on the same page, which makes everything feel like a mess and overwhelming. That's why it's so important to make sure your team is connected, talking to each other. When everyone knows what's going on, things run much smoother and nothing is being missed, lost in translation, or falling through the cracks. When everyone's on the same page, it makes connecting with customers so much easier. This is exactly why so many businesses use HubSpot CRM. It allows everyone on your team to have access to the same information so nothing is being lost in translation or slipping through your fingertips. They also have a universal inbox and also tools like ticketing, live chat. This is so your team members can pick up where another one left off without missing a beat or even a single thing. So get started for free today at HubSpot.com.
Did you know that you really only have about 3 seconds for your customers to make a decision whether they want to stay on your website, look at your Instagram, look at your Etsy listing, wherever they are, that you only really have 3 seconds to convince them to buy and then they're out?
That's on a good day. If they have children, I would say half a second.
I mean, that's like the length of a reel now that people are willing to watch.
Yeah, 15 seconds, that's just really getting less and less. It's like, remember when they were like, yeah, make your reel 7 seconds. I'm like, 7 seconds? Good grief.
7 seconds performs.
I can't believe that everybody's attention spans are just so low, or that they're consuming at such a rate that you have to catch their attention or they're gone.
Yeah.
Something else distracts them within the 8th second, apparently, Yeah.
So you have split seconds to get your potential customer to engage with your content. So how do you get them to engage? How do you get them to purchase the products that you're selling? Well, you have to appeal to their emotions. Okay. But you're like, appeal to their emotions, but I'm selling jewelry. Appeal to their emotions, but I'm selling stickers.
But visually too, right? We're talking words, we're talking photos, we're talking emotions. That's how you sell a product, right? You don't just say, just throw something up. If it's a terrible photo, they're going to be like, I'm out. If it's words that they don't understand or resonate with or feel emotionally towards or feel compelled or pulled towards, super out, know?
Right. If there's not a call to action that you're saying, take this action and purchase or click here or learn more, they're out. So I feel like we're sharks right now. I know.
I didn't even think about that, but totally.
We got like some shark energy right now, Mina. So this is something really cool that we're going to talk to you and this really exciting opportunity that our students have had access to that is just bonkers. And this happened to be because Mina reconnected with a good old friend at this community pool.
Yeah, I mean, it's cooler than calling it the community pool. It is actually a water park, very small, but well done, well laid out. Anyways, in my hometown, or not my hometown, my town that I live in right now, one of my friends I haven't seen in a long time, I was with my sister. We ran into each other after COVID. We hadn't been out in a long time. So this was just this past summer. And I was like, I'm going to go to the pool. And I hadn't seen any of my friends. I think nobody had friends during COVID. Let's just assume that. Okay.
Just you and me.
And so I was just like so shocked that I saw her, and it was just amazing because she's like, "Oh, how's it going?" And I was like, "How's it going?" But she actually was doing very similar to what she had been doing before. For 15 years, she's been working at Meredith Corporation, which is the mother company of Better Homes and Gardens, All Recipes, woodworker. There's like a woodworking one. It's huge in its space. Okay.
Let's just say Better Homes and Gardens. Okay.
But it's huge. And she's worked for Lowe's when my daughter was, I think maybe a year and a half, my oldest daughter, who is now 11 years old. We were models for her. We were on the Lowe's commercial on their website. By the way, I have a snapshot of it if you want proof. Super cute. And so I ran into her and I was like, "Oh my gosh, how's it going with you?" And she's like, I write for Better Homes and Gardens. No, she's the
an editor.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't write. She has like 15 writers under her, but she's the deputy director, editor of Better Homes and Gardens, the web portion. And she is also a product writer for
product description writer.
Yeah. Kendra Scott, the freaking Kendra Scott, the one that we hear about all over the place, right?
That is blowing up in malls all over America.
Everywhere. Everywhere I turn, I see Kendra Scott,
Kendra Scott is a jewelry brand that I think kind of really
kicked it off big.
I mean, kicked it off big in the South some years back.
Yeah, Texas, and then really, I believe.
Mm-hmm, and then has really expanded. And, there's the mall in Century City, which is a really big mall in LA. Like there's a Kendra Scott brick and mortar store in that mall, which is really expensive. And I'm starting to see Kendra Scotts in basically all malls across America.
Yeah.
So what's so cool, and this is Mina's friend, Rachel Weber. She is the editor of Better Homes and Gardens. She also writes product descriptions. She writes the product descriptions for Kendra Scott, which is for me, the fastest growing jewelry company in the US. Okay. And she also works on SEO for REI. So she understands SEO, which is search engine optimization, which search engine optimization has to do with the words that you use when consumers are searching, let's say on Google. They are typing in words and the words match up. Like imagine as like a puzzle piece or like a spider web. And it's like, oh, I write in, gold jewelry and Kendra Scott pops up, for example. So I'm just making that one up. So don't Google it. So what's so cool.
That's probably actually true though,
Probably. So what's so cool about this is Mina's like, excuse me, you're doing what? You're writing product descriptions for Kendra Scott. Do you know what I do now? I help small businesses that are product-based businesses grow and scale their businesses. And so many of them are building these empires from home. And can we talk? Mm-hmm. Can you help them?
100%. I was like, oh my gosh, this would be like a landmine gold mine, not a landmine, a gold mine, where they would actually get the knowledge that they needed to understand the connection between words, the SEO, the search engine optimization, as well as what sells to people. You need to understand that connection. Not only will people leave, but you have to get them in the door as well. So it's considered in my mind, like short term as well as long term, right?
Yeah.
So it was really exciting. I also got to connect with my friends. So let's not, overlook that.
You're not a gold mine digger.
Yeah. So that was really fun, but it felt like it was very serendipitous,
Yeah.
And so I remember I invited her to the Product Boss, really.
Yeah. So we took a meeting with her and we were talking about all the things she does. And we're like, wow, the information that you have is just solid gold. Let's go with the gold. Like a Kendra Scott necklace. No, it's not solid gold, but we were just like, this is incredible. And we were like, you could help our small businesses because she, as an editor at Better Homes and Gardens, she as an editor does support small businesses. Like that's something that they like to draw attention to. And we're like, we help thousands, like we have 50,000 students that we help build their small businesses, and the access to what's in your brain, Rachel, is incredible. And most of them don't have access to this kind of information. So what we did is we hired Rachel to create an incredible training for our multi-stream machine students that is called How to Write Compelling Best-Selling Product Descriptions. And she talks to you all about how to write these best-selling product descriptions for your business, right? That you can lean into a marketing plan and leverage the why behind your product. And she teaches you all about product descriptions, how to write them. And she uses examples from Kendra Scott and shows you like the wording that she uses and why those convert. Because remember, we said you have 3 seconds to get your customer to have some sort of emotional connection, to stay and then say, why do I want to buy this? Like, what do I need to learn more about? And again, if you think about the fastest growing jewelry brand in all of America, we have the person who writes the words that sell the product for the biggest, fastest growing brand that I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, it's super exciting. So imagine our whole encounter, right? I'm like amped up at this point at the quote unquote community pool.
At the resort spa.
But it was just really exciting. So I know it's something that can benefit all of you so much. The thing with product descriptions that I really love is that once you learn how to do it, it's a skill set, and you understand and you're learning from the best here. The Rachel Weber of Better Homes and Gardens writes the actual product descriptions for Kendra Scott. You start to realize that there's certain tweaks, there's certain things, there's certain skills, there's certain things that you can learn that you could just apply across the board, and if you can get them to go for 5 seconds and not leave, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, or stay on there and peruse, and it's touch points, of getting them to trust you, then you've leapt forward in how you can connect with the customer simply because you learned from, somebody as skilled as Rachel.
Mm-hmm. And when she's kind of teaching in this, how to write compelling best-selling product descriptions, she teaches you how to have multiple talking points. She shows you one necklace in particular and the different ways in which you can write it. And she also shares 180 words for writing these headlines, right? Like 180 words that will connect on this higher emotional way with your customers to create value. Because I know so many times you think—
Is one of them free?
Yeah, it is. That's actually number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is just textbook right there. No.
Have you taken this?
I knew for sure it was because people tend to like open things more that say free,
Mm-hmm.
So that's just human nature. Believe me. I mean, this is my psychology background here.
I mean, you do have your master's in business and all the things and the minors and all the degrees.
But I knew it would be free because that's the thing that peaks. But other than even having something for free, because we don't want you to base your thing off free things. Obviously, we want you to know the other 179 words that could be used to help entice your customers.
Look at you with subtraction.
Right.
If you're new here,
you're terrible at math when your business partners impressed that you can subtract 1. Hey friends, it's podcast recommendation time. This month, we've been loving the Duct Tape Marketing Podcast hosted by marketing expert John Jantsch. He is such a genius when it comes to marketing. If you haven't listened to his podcast yet, he shares many insightful marketing tips, strategies, and resources for small business owners and marketers like you. It'll help keep your business growing. I like that he does it in a way that's both easy to understand and entertaining. He recently did an episode about AI tools, which we are obsessed, and you can use it as sort of research assistance to enhance what you're already doing, coming up with ideas and creating powerful marketing strategies, which we all know we could use more ease in our lives, right? It's a really interesting episode. He definitely knows how to open your mind up to new ways of doing things involving marketing and business strategies. Definitely give it a listen. Listen to Duct Tape Marketing wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Product Boss. Okay, this is for you. The other day, we got a message from Lolly asking us if we had a referral for a great inventory management software to help track raw goods and on-hand products that were ready to sell. And you know what we told Lolly? We sure do. Not only do we have a resource for inventory management software, but we have over 308 other business tools and resources that will help you effectively run your product-based business. Now, this ranges from packaging and printing supplies, affiliate management, website and email software, legal resources, video and photo tools, and so much more. You will have everything you need to grow your dream product business today and at no cost to you. Yep, this is totally free, and you can download the Product Boss Ultimate Resource Guide right now by heading to theproductboss.com/resource guide. Again, that's theproductboss.com/resource guide. Now, back to the show.
Hi, I'm Helen Murray. I am from Good Vibrations Kombucha here in Ontario, Canada. And my recent win has been that in less than 4 weeks of being part of the Product Boss and the MSM group, my kombucha has been requested to be sold in 2 other locations as depots. So former customers of mine have now turned depot for me. And so they are sharing their love of kombucha with their clientele and spreading that way. So that's something new that has really helped through getting to know Jacqueline and Mina and the Product Boss and being in the MSM group. And I don't feel like it would have happened on my own because I just wasn't to the same spot as I am. I've been working through the pricing modules and the visibility modules, and those have certainly helped in my confidence in getting my products out there.
But why we want you to know about this and everything, and why this is so valuable, is that we are writing you are all also, not only you content creators, you're also copywriters at this point, right?
Oh,
you're writing
It's true though, right? We're wearing every hat.
You're like, how did we all end up here? I just wanted to sell my beautiful products. But if you're on Etsy, for example, you're writing a description, right? You're writing the description and all the questions that are being answered.
And what's going to make you stand out on Etsy?
Yeah.
You better hope it's your words,
you're on, and your photos, which we do teach in Multi-Stream Machine.
Right.
If you're on social media and we're writing captions, we're writing reels, we're writing all the stories and writing on top of our things, you're writing copy. If you have a website, right? People land on your page, they go to your about section, they read your products and your descriptions, you're writing copy. Amazon, you're writing copy. So, and all of these are descriptions of your product that have to connect with your customer in a certain way on an emotional level to get them to get over that hump and transact, right? You want them to buy from you. So this is so important when you're thinking about your business and how to grow it. It's more than just having beautiful, wonderful products that are priced correctly with good photos. It also comes down to the words. And that's why we were so excited to bring Rachel into Multi-Stream Machine to teach this as one of our bonuses inside the course.
Yeah, I love it because, one of the things that you get when this idea of words and up-leveling your business, when you get that skill set and you get that muscle going, you realize that it's really in the stories that you tell, right? So once you get good at writing product descriptions, how do you stand out? Well, it's a bunch of words that you say out of your own mouth or you show up in a video for, it's also very consistent with the words that you're putting into your product descriptions, right? You're telling the same stories, you're reinforcing the same points. And so that's why it is such a beneficial skill set to have.
It's gold. It is a gold mine. And it is access to somebody that really not a lot of us have. And the other cool thing that's inside of Multi-Stream Machine, the other parts that there's a masterclass in there that's inside. And that's with Jared Mayer of Pura Vida. And he's the head of sales. He's the sales director for Pura Vida, which they started in college.
It's the wholesale section.
It's bracelets. They just sold, I think, like a 49 or 50% stake in their business for $70 million. But this is a small business that started with 3 guys in college. And Jared is another huge connection on my side. I wasn't at the pool, but
no, not at the pool.
No, but friend of ours.
Community pool.
And we went to him and we said, our students could benefit from learning about wholesale and the way that you kicked off selling a $5 bracelet that was basically string. I didn't say this to him, but was string with a little charm, and that you were able to grow it to such a huge business. Yeah. And so there is also a masterclass in MSM where he talks about the secrets that he actually used to get their business rolling on wholesale. And he shares that with our Multi-Stream Machine students too.
Oh, yeah. It's the elevated version of, he was on our podcast. If you go on our podcast, he's on there and he talks kind of about how he first started and how Pura Vida first started and all the things. But when you get into multi-stream machine, it's where the real gold is, you know?
He shares the secrets behind
the follow-up and how you really ultimately build a business, you know, to get really real legs under it that you potentially, who knows, you could sell it for a gigantic amount of money, 70 million or whatever it is, if you wanted to. But either way, either way, you're let in on the inside of somebody you would never have access to. I mean, and he's so smart too. When you just think about the next generation of people that are building businesses, you know, I don't know. He told us that his mom actually like cried when she heard him on the podcast, the first podcast, not the masterclass. I don't think she had access to the masterclass.
No, she's not an MSM student.
You never know, you know, because remember his sister was a product boss.
His sister signed up because his sister's a candle company.
Yeah.
So we say this because, you know, Mina and I have been in business since the early 2000s, and we've been entrepreneurs and we've been product-based business owners, and we have connections. And when we can make those connections and make them work for our students, it is so important that we do that. And you get so many interviews, live interviews on the podcast, on the Product Boss podcast. But then when we have these gold, like bits of info from experts that are crushing it in the product-based world, we're so lucky to be able to ask them and that they say yes, because they want to support all of you small businesses to bring them inside of multi-stream machines. So I hope that this kind of opens up your mind and your eyes, wherever you are, that you're realizing that your copy matters, and that if you can connect on an emotional level, you can convert it to sales.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode, so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us.